All right, artists, today you are thinking about making a stamp with radial symmetry. So at the drive-thru, what you're going to need to go and grab is a ruler and a round piece of cardboard. You are going to be starting in your sketchbooks, however. And in your sketchbooks, you need to come up with a radial design before you start cutting out shapes. Now in your sketchbook, everyone's going to start with a circle, and you need to find the middle of that circle. Okay? For right now, just kind of eyeball that. And in your sketchbook, think of geometric shapes you could use. You might use your Elements of Art packet. You might look around the room for different shape ideas. You might have some shape ideas in your head. Starting at the circle, you need to draw your center shape. I started with a circle again. From there, you're going to divide that circle up into pieces of pie. Radial symmetry means that what happens in one piece of pie is going to happen all the way around. It radiates out from that center, going in a circle. So this piece of pie, I drew a big triangle, a medium triangle, and a little triangle. Because I drew that there, I'm going to draw that 4 more times on each side. So if I was thinking about this like a compass, it would be like north, south, east, and west. From there, I want to fill up my whole circle, so I came up with some different shape patterns involving a teardrop, and a circle, and a rectangle, but you can come up with any kind of shape patterns that you would like. Now this is just a sketch, this isn't a final drawing, so just kind of get some ideas down so that when you cut out your foam, you have a plan. Alright, I'm going to put this to the side because I'm going to be looking at this later when I have to cut my shapes out. Now comes my cardboard and my ruler. Here I just eyeballed the circle. On my finished project, I want to know exactly where that center is. So using my ruler, I need to line it up with the dash on the very edge of the ruler, and I'm going to look, and my circle is 7 inches long. Yours might be larger, yours might be smaller. I need to divide 7 in half. I know that that's 3 1/2. I'm going to make a little dot. However, I need to do that again going north and south. I just did east and west, north and south to make sure I'm exactly in the middle. So I'm lining up that dot with the edge of my ruler. The top is lined up, the bottom is still 7, 3 1/2. I'm going to put a little dash. This is my middle. If you need some help with that, ask a neighbor. Raise a quiet hand and ask me. Now I'm ready to cut out my shapes, and I'm going to start in the center, looking at my sketch. I need a circle. Now on your tray, there's all these beautiful colors of foam. The color isn't super important because we're going to end up using these as a stamp, but if you would like to choose colors to create a pattern, a radial pattern on your piece, that would be something to think about. Okay, so I'm going to start with this green, and I know I need a circle. I'm going to draw a circle on my foam, the best that I can. Do you notice how when I'm drawing my shape, that's on the very edge? If I draw my shape right in the middle of that foam, I'm going to have to cut all the way into the middle, and that wastes a lot of this foam. Just like when you're cutting a shape maybe out of fabric, you need to work on the outside edge, not in the middle. I shouldn't see anyone drawing shapes right in the middle of their foam. From there, I can cut that out, and the foam is pretty easy to cut. Now, if your geometric shapes aren't perfect 4th grade, that's okay. Try your best. If you make a mistake, embrace it or erase it. There's my first shape. I think I'm going to lay everything out first and then glue. That way, if I have a mistake, I can rearrange some things. Next, I'm going to do those triangles that are north, south, east, and west. And I remembered that I want to have a big triangle first. 4 big triangles. Starting at the edge of my foam, I'm going to use that flat edge to my advantage and make 4 big triangles, because I know that I need 4 total. So while I'm in the triangle drawing mood, I'll just draw them all at once. I'm trying my best to get them all the same, but if they're not quite the same, that's all right. Another trick I could use is I could hold them over each other and use it almost like a tracer and trim some off. That might be another good trick. See if you can figure out what's going to work for you. These look a little bit more like mediums. All right. I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to draw some shapes, cut them out, lay them on my circle. Draw shapes, cut them out, lay them on my circle until I've started to create this radial pattern. When all my shapes are laid out, I'll glue each one down with a little dot of glue. This needs to go in the drying rack today with a messy mat underneath it so those glued shapes can dry.